All right, fair use disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. This is your brother Warumya back on another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakakadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also in the correct doctrine. I want to set a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua by their faith. So you got another lesson I want to bring out through the Spirit of the Lord. We're at the end, man. This is the final warnings. We know, we keep saying it, you know what I'm saying, but it's true. This is the final warnings before destruction comes. Now, these whistleblowers, CIA ex-agents, and these different talking heads that, you can call them conspiracy theorists, they are giving you undeniable information to show you that it's not just not us prophesying through the Spirit, but it's secular, I would say, information that you can see all online, man. But the men of the Lord are the true mouthpiece of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, man. So if you can't see that what we're bringing out through the Spirit of the Lord, and seeing these videos, we're telling you not only that we're speaking of it, but people of the world are speaking about this, man. That we're at the end, man. Esau is at his end. Now, I had a couple of videos I want to hit in a couple of scriptures, and Lord willing to be edifying. Yeah, I don't want to play. Let me see if I can get it right back. If I can get it right back. Salakia.
The reality is sort of hanging over all of this is the global economic disaster that's getting ready to unfold. We are not going to be able to avoid a global economic recession. We might, and it still may be iffy, we might be able to avoid a global economic depression. This war has caused a collapse now in the supply of oil and the supply of liquid natural gas and the supply of urea for fertilizer and the supply of helium and the supply of sulfuric acid. So we go down the list. There is now no more supply chain ready to be delivered. It's not a matter of saying, oh, we just have to wait, another 3 weeks and we'll get a new delivery. No. Right now, as it stands, there's not going to be another new delivery for you don't know when. So as a result of that, airlines are going to be cutting back service. There's not enough diesel. There's not enough aviation fuel. Trucks that deliver food, they're going to be cutting back activity. So you're going to start seeing a complete contraction, if you will, implosion of the global economy. Highly, highly likely. An analyst that I highly respect, Alex Reportify, he's based in China, but a North American derivatives trader, he says what is looming ahead of us is going to be dramatically worse than the financial crisis of 2008.
I have many financial experts come on my show, and they're saying it could be not only a depression, but things could be as bad as even the Great Depression of the early 1920s and 1930s. So
Yeah.
it's which lasted a decade. So there is huge concerns about where this is going.
So you see it, man. Like I said, it ain't just the men of the Lord saying these things. It's the people of the world. And we see it coming. We can smell it. Like they say, you can smell what the rock is cooking. We can smell all hell breaking loose, man. We can smell that we are at that time, man, that's any day now that things can spiral out of control, man. The dollar crash, economy take a tailspin. These are the warnings that we're giving you because we're preparing through the Spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah for these things to come. And I'm speaking of the men of the Lord. And I'm speaking really to these people that's on the fence, that's looking to the truth and then don't want to do it tomorrow and want to get no lessons the next day that's on the fence, man. Because the time is coming where you're not going to be able to be on the fence. You're either going to believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, or the Lord is going to put you to death, man. And I mean, that's as simple and plain as I can possibly put it. Because everyone knows that there's nothing else coming, man. No more gas, no more food. Nothing is being transported, man.
If you ever see Strait of Hormuz closed, you better stock up. And I mean it, especially if it's closed for any long length of time.
How much food have you got stocked up? How many months?
Back in Texas, years. And here, I'm not going to talk about it, but I've stocked up for years because I can see it coming, right? I think everybody needs to be prepared for a multi-year total reduction of food. Actually, it's never going to go back to the way it was. But what you're going to see, I think, will be a reduction of population and a lot of war. And if you survive through that, and wars are unpredictable, no telling which way it'll go. If somebody's going to lob nukes or whatever, which is a pretty significant possibility, we don't know how it's going to go. But I would suggest, people that are stocking up for 2 or 3 months of food and think that's enough, you're not even in the ballpark, right? And now's the time to do it while the getting is good, right? And I would say you better be thinking in terms of years, or preparing or growing your own food. Now, but keep in mind in time, or somehow making your own food. But keep in mind, in times of famine, people are going to find that food. They come out and actually governments. In my studies on famine, the governments always are one of the primary bad guys. They come door to door. They bust down walls, see where you got the food hidden. They're checking, see where you got it buried in the yard. And that's why you'll have people, hiding it in gardens, fake gardens, so that it covers up the digging and that sort of thing. These are old techniques that have been used in famines. But the governments, they come door to door, police and army and that sort of thing, and gangsters, of course. So, that's one of the things that causes famines to get worse. In the first season, well, there's different types of famines. There's some that are really quick. They kind of come and go, right? They can snap on and kind of snap off, or snap on but there's others that slowly come in. Those are the worst. Those slow famines, and that's what we're going into now, is a slow famine. And those often, like in the second and third season, they're a lot worse than in the first season. Because in the first season, there's still a lot of food out there, but people start stealing from the warehouses and the ships and the trains and the stores and the farms. And then in the second season, the farmers are not even growing. And so now keep in mind, we have a global intentional famine underway, right? That's crystal clear. It's global and it's intentional. And therefore, there's not going to be anybody coming to the rescue. And so, you got to think in terms of long term, think in terms of very long term.
So you see what he said, man. These guys studying it, they prepping. They know it's coming. And no one is coming to save you but Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Let's make it plain and clear. You're not going to be able to get prepared for the famine that's coming, man. And it's, like you said, it's orchestrated, man. It's already here. Nothing is going to be transported on these tankers. Not even that. These 18-wheelers. They're not going to have gas to transport the food. They're not going to have food to transport. They're not sending anything through the Straits of Hormuz. And they tell us, man, we don't know exactly how much they really send through that place. Send through the Straits, but we know for a fact that when these Edomites, this like you just seen the CIA, ex-CIA agent, and this guy that's been prepping for years studying famines, and they know it's coming, man. And they're not just saying this for the hell of it. They know that it's coming, man, and we know through the scriptures it's coming. And we see what they've been saying, and we've filtered it through the scriptures, so we know that what we've been preaching is the truth, man. And there's no way around, there's no doubt about it, that all hell is going to break loose, man. Once the people really know that there's no food coming, there's no gas coming, your money is useless, the war is pretty much in full effect. They switched over to a digital currency, the digital dollar, which is going to lead to the MOTB. These people are going to lose it, man. And whatever, rationing of food that you received or got in your house, somebody's going to be looking for it to get it, man. The time of Jacob trouble, man. And like I said, these are the final warnings, man. Not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. It's not saying it's going to happen next week. But any day now, something is going to change the world as we know it, man. Check this out.
We over here being distracted like a son bitch. Bet money none of y'all knew that over 30 damn countries done stopped shipping to the United States. Let me say this one more time for the people in the back. More than 30 countries has just stopped shipping to the United States. Y'all peep this shit. Now, y'all heard what I just said a couple of seconds ago, right? Well, let me put my glasses on because y'all already know I'm blind as a goddamn fucking bat. More than 30 countries have suspended some parcel shipments to the United States in preparation of new tariff laws going into effect this week. Yeah. The pauses are in response to President Donald Trump's decision in July to sunset the de minimis. That's a weird little word, de minimis. Trade agreement, an exception that for years allowed packages worth less than $800 to enter into the United States duty-free. Yeah. Now, the following countries are as follows: Norway, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, France, Taiwan, Germany, Greece, India, Italy, Japan, Latvia, Liechtenstein, I hope I'm saying that shit right, Lithuania, I hope I'm saying that shit right, Malta, Moldova, Thailand, Montenegro, Poland, Portugal, Serbia, Singapore, Slovenia, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. So what does that mean for the United States?
That means you better prepare for this famine. Better prepare for all hell breaking loose. Better prepare for death and destruction on every corner in Babylon the Great, man. And that's is what we're teaching you how to prepare. This word is giving us the keys to salvation, man. To enter the chariot of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to escape out of harm's way, man. Not saying that, you know what I'm saying, that you're not going to go through things or, you know, that's in the earth, that's going on in the earth. But our faith is the key to make it through all these things that are coming, man. Because a lot of people that don't have faith, man, they ain't going to have no hope in the times we're entering into. And I pray that I've done my job by pushing this word out to the best of my ability, showing you and teaching you the ways to get to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let's continue on.
I think the craziest part about what's coming is the fact that you can't prepare for it. It's like 2020, but it's different. The Pentagon says it's going to take at least 6 months to clear the Strait of Hormuz, and that's if everybody agreed to open it tomorrow. But why would Iran do that when they're demonstrating that they have a chokehold on the United States right now? Airlines are suspending guidance left and right because the price of jet fuel has more than doubled. Flights are being cut. Now I'm finally seeing mainstream outlets report on what I talked about a month ago, which is that this is going to make 2022 look like a cute little walk in a park. Over a month ago, I also mentioned the fact that the president's backed into a corner and his options are either surrender or keep escalating, and neither one ends with America winning in any way. America winning would result in hundreds of thousands of people dying on the low end. And the economic shock is there regardless. You're gonna miss Biden-era inflation in under a year, I'd say. You're already seeing the consumer price index kick up, at least here in the States. I mean, there's countries that rely so much on the Persian Gulf that they will see inflation well over 10 into the teens percent, that is. Like, there's literally nothing you can do about it. You are going to have to eat less meat. You are going to have to consume less water. You are not going to have access to the same plastic gimmicks as you did a year ago in a couple of years. Tech will be much more expensive and harder to come by because the production processes and supplies needed to start those production processes are coming under fire. And the president doesn't give a fuck about you. And the best part is the Democratic Party rolled over and let him do this too, opposing the war on procedural grounds and not moral grounds, doing nothing. This war is probably a 90-10 issue with the Democratic base. I guarantee you under 10% of Democrats support this war. And yet Chuck Schumer, last June, when the president started to strike Iran, said that he wasn't being tough enough. And now this time, he's crying that we're leaving their nuclear program intact and the job's not finished. This is bipartisan, despite most people hating it. Number one, you don't live in a democracy in any way. And number two, all of your politicians serve the Jeffrey class. They serve the ultra wealthy. That's who this is for. They're not going to ground private jet flights. Private jets get to fly whenever they want. They're not going to curb the electricity use of the ultra wealthy. And if you think I'm overreacting on the electricity use part, take a look at the fact that South Korea is starting to talk about blackouts already. Demand is sky high for something whose supply has been cut by over 10%. And that's being really, really conservative with it.
Man, you can't prepare. You cannot prepare for what's coming, man. With these carnal things that we have, you can't prepare, man. The money is pretty much useless now, but they still circulate it. But it's pretty much useless, man. And all these billionaires and these traders, they know that the money is pretty much useless. But you know, these regular Joe Blow six pack eater mice, these regular jakes that's going around thinking that their money means something in this society, not knowing it is quickly going to crumble right before their eyes. You see that OPEC, I think UAE has left the OPEC, and now I think they want to use the Chinese yuan to trade their oil with, man. So, man, you better prepare, man. Prepare mentally, man, spiritually, to be uncomfortable. Because you're finna come into some times, you're finna be uncomfortable, man. You're not going to be able to go to restaurants and go out and hang out like you used to. That's over with, man. That's over with.
The Buffett indicator created by Warren Buffett that signaled market crashes and market bubbles is going off the charts. Right now, the indicator just went past 200%. We've never been anywhere close to this before. And Buffett has mentioned that when this indicator is over 100%, the market is already overvalued. Back in the 2000s, when the dot-com era was happening, this indicator was at 150%. And then we got a big crash. Now, I'm not going to say that the market is going to crash because this indicator is going at 200%, but this is an indicator that's been used historically many times and has been pretty accurate. But at the same time, we've also never seen a market quite like this. The AI era is very different with tons of potential that's not just speculation. It's actually playing out. We're seeing increases in revenue through AI, and we're seeing them at unprecedented rates. And remember, this is just a warning sign. We don't try to predict the markets.
So they know it's finished. They know the American dollar, the petrodollar is finished. They're not. They don't even want to use the petrodollar to exchange currency, man. So yeah, you gotta understand, man. This place is finished. But if you don't understand it, you're finna get a rude awakening, man. That's why the Spirit of the Lord has been in the man of the Lord to push His word out every day, make it a lesson, bring you some information on all parts of the truth, man. From the MOTB, the digital currency, the crash of the dollar, like I said, the MOTB, the spirit of the people, from the ways of the financial system, World War III, the time of Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, the food, every aspect of salvation that we need to overcome to receive salvation. I say it like that. We've been blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, from the apostles and the elders on down, man, to continue to have us in the spirit to keep pushing, man, more and more and more. This is Ezekiel 7. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai came unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai power in the land of Israel. I mean, you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, because this land is a people before it's a people before it's a place. And in the end is come upon the four corners of the land. And speaking to you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, this place, Babylon the Great, where we've been sent here into captivity for the curses of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, for us not following his commandments as we're supposed to, The time the Lord is finna judge this place is here, man. It says, now the end is come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways. And see, if you haven't repented, the Lord is going to judge you according to your ways, man. And I will recompense upon thee all the abominations. So if you haven't repented, you continue in the abominations of the world, man. And you're going to be paid back for that. 4, it says, my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And if you think the Lord's going to have pity because you got a little kid, you went to church every Sunday, you fed the poor, you're going to be mistaken, man. Because the Lord is not going to have any pity. And I'm speaking to myself as well. That's why this fight of faith, I'm trying to make sure I stay in it through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua until the end, man. It says, verse 4, it says, and my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abominations shall be in the midst of thee. And it says, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So you soon finna know what's coming is all the Lord, man. From the famines, from these pestilences, these sicknesses, the diseases, World War III, Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, the MOTB. You're gonna know this is the Lord, man, doing everything that you're seeing on the earth, man. Thus said Yahweh Shem Yahushua, power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. And that's plain, man. The end is come, man. We here. It's just going to take one thing to change everything, man. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come. The day of trouble is near. And that's what I'm prophesying right now, man. The day of trouble is near, man. You're not going to get a time out. You're not going to be able to go back and get this lesson or get that lesson or talk to a brother or get a breakdown. You're not going to have that opportunity, man. And that's for all of us. You're not going to get a second chance, man, to get it right this time, man. You're not going to have a break. It ain't going to be no ceasefire. Let's go back and start all over again. The thing that is already it's already put in place, man. The end of Babylon the Great is already put. The ball is already rolling down the hill, man. The day of trouble is near, and not the sound again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my wrath upon, like my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee. And I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abominations. See, the Lord is going to judge you for the sins if you committed, man. See, the sins of the elect is going to be blotted out. But you're going to be paid back for not repenting, for not calling on the Lord, for not following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, for not honoring Yahweh Shem Yahushua as your Lord and Savior, thinking this so-called white man, his name is Jesus. And it's speaking to the Israelites too that believe in this truth, but not called on the true power, man. Verse 9, it says, and my eye shall not spare. So even though you're Israelite, the Lord is not going to spare your judgment. Neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Shem Yahushua that smiteth you, that smiteth thee, that smiteth. So you're going to know this is the hand of the Lord, man. The Lord is doing this. And the Lord is not going to give you any pity because you're an Israelite, man. That's what we wanted our people. Just because you're Israelite don't mean that you're going to be saved, man. Don't mean you're exempt from judgment. You have to repent and you have to seek the Lord, man. And may the Lord have mercy on you. That's what we all striving for, man. This is Zephaniah 1 and verse 14. 1 and verse 14, it says, the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is near. It is near. It hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the mighty man shall cry bitterly. So ain't going to be nobody that's so tough and bad as not fearing the Lord, man. It ain't gonna be nobody that everybody's scared of in the streets, and they just out here just boasting about how strong and how mighty they are because they got a gun or they got this weapon or they don't beat up somebody. No, man, everyone that you think that's high and proud, they're going to be crying in the streets bitterly, man. Somebody got put to death. Their kid died. They ain't got nothing to eat. Their wife passed. You know, all this is coming, man. All of this. He said, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. And see, this is the build up to the Lord returning, man. Because all this is going to be happening until the Lord comes, man. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men. See, the Lord is going to bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men. See, when all hell breaking loose, these people are going to be out here blind, not knowing what to do because they're not going to be led by the Spirit of the Lord, man. He says, because they have sinned against the Yahweh Shem Yahushua. See, you have sinned against the Lord, man. So the Lord is going to pay you back for the abominations that you've committed, man. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dawn. See, these people are going to be just dead in the streets, man. And that's why the mighty man is going to be crying there bitterly, man. Your emotions going to get the best of you, man. When you seeing your grandmama, your mom, or somebody that you love put to death, and you know what I'm saying, you out here, you done been in the army, you done did all this things with your hands, you was able to fight, and you was tough. The Lord is going to break a lot of everybody that's not in the truth down. He's going to break all of them down, man. I would say a few, but no, he's going to break everyone down. I misspoke because you're not going to be able to overcome because you got money, because you did good deeds, you was in the church. That ain't gonna matter, man. If you're not seeking the Lord as we've been teaching, you're doomed, man. Neither shall, it's like it says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's wrath. See, this famine is a part of the Lord's wrath, man. These pestilence part of the Lord's wrath. The MOTB is a part of the Lord's wrath. The time of Jacob's trouble is a part of the Lord's wrath. It ain't just when he comes. It's a build up. The Lord is going to be controlling everything until he comes, man. This is a part of the Lord's wrath, man. All the money that you got here in Babylon the Great, you've lived deliciously, bought houses, cars, clothes. You've been the talk of the town in some cases. You know what I'm saying? You don't went to these trips. That is not going to matter, man. What you have here is going to be useless in the days that we're coming into, man. Because your money, it ain't going to matter because you got money. You got a big house. You got a nice job. You got a career. You had a degree. That's not going to matter, man. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire and his jealousy. See, it's going to be fires in every place, man. People houses on fire, people on fire, cars on fire. You see them apocalyptic movies, man. All hell break loose, man. Fire. Man. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So the time of sufferings is going to be on every corner, man. No one is going to escape, man. No one, unless you are part of your elect. And that's the fight that you should be fighting, to stay in this truth, man, to stay in the scriptures, man, stay in the spirit of the Lord, man. Because you're not going to escape with your own power, man. You're not going to escape the Lord's judgment with your own power, man. This is Psalms 49 and verse 4. It says, I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark sayings upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heel shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother. See, that's why you're not going to be able to say your wife, your girlfriend with money, man. Nor give power a ransom for him. So you're not going to give the Lord a ransom for your loved one that you done died, man. You trying to redeem, bring them back. They got killed or died from famine. It's man, and I'm just just hitting the scriptures, man. That pretty much go into the videos, man. But you can't imagine how bad it's going to be, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people boasting themselves and the money they have. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, Money Mayweather, shit, these rappers and all of that, and then not knowing that it's a way out, man. And we're preaching it. Starting with the apostles and elders, a great millstone on down. We're preaching the way out. But a lot of our people boasting themselves and I go to church. I pay my tithes and offerings. The Lord knows me. I got a personal relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? All these different sayings they became accustomed to having. I'm saved. And they clueless, man, to what's going to happen, man. This is Psalms 52 and verse 5. It says, power shall likewise destroy thee forever. Even, I was like, he shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. The righteous shall also, it's like the righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not power his strength. And see, you didn't make the Lord your strength, you're going to be doomed, man. Because the men of the Lord going to see your destruction. And we're going to laugh, man. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, man. Because we warned you. We told you. And Lord willing, in them chariots, we see the missiles hitting. You see your ass on fire running, man. And you had an opportunity and a way out because you're an Israelite from your various tribe, man. That's going to be a sickening feeling to see men of the Lord that you knew that was on the highways and byways making lessons, telling you every day about this truth. And you see them beamed up into what you call a UFO or a UAP, which we know is a chariot of the Lord, and you still here and you see those missiles coming from Russia, China, or wherever they come from. And you had that day, you had a way out, man. And we're through the Spirit, we're trying to pull you out of the fire, man, as well as we're trying to be pulled out of the fire. All these people that have not made the Lord their strength, man. Lo, this is the man that made not power his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches. See, you trusted in what the world has to offer, not what the Lord has to offer, man. And strengthened himself in his wickedness. So you strengthening yourself in the ways of Esau, not knowing that this man has he has a target on his back, man, for great judgment. And you seeing the men of the Lord constantly prophesying to you that this man's system is finished, man. His money is useless. Proverbs 11:4, it says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. See, righteousness deliver from death. Money is not going to profit at the time of the Lord's wrath, man. Righteousness will. And the righteousness comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. This is Jeremiah 11:23. Slack it. Yeah. We'll start at verse 22. This is Jeremiah 11:22. It says, therefore, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, behold, I will punish them. The young men shall die by the sword. Their sons and their daughters shall die by famine. And there shall be no remnant of them. For I will bring evil upon the men of Ananath. Let me get it real quick. Given to the children of Aaron. It's talking about you Israelites, man. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Anathoth.
Anathoth. Even the year of their vegetation. The Anathoth was a city, just real quick, a Levitical city for the Levites. Let me get to it. Jeremiah 11. So that's symbolizing you Israelites, man. Like I said before, these scriptures go in twofold, I say twofold, manyfold, but it symbolizes a place, a people before a place, Anathoth.
Strong's H, 6068. Anathoth.
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 Means answers to prayer. But it's a city in Benjamin allotted to the priests, located approximately 3 miles from Jerusalem, birthplace of Jeremiah. So he's talking about you Israelites, man. There's also a name of 2 Israelites. That's a good name too, Anathoth. Answers to prayer, Anathoth. But we're speaking of the people, you Israelites, that he's speaking about. You're going to be judged, man, in Babylon the Great. NLT, it says, not only these 2 potters from Anathoth will survive, for I will bring distress upon them, when their time of punishment comes. So judgment is coming, man. JNT, I have set a time for bringing disaster on the people of Anathoth. And that's you Israelites, man. So judgment is coming to 2/3 of our people, man. We'll continue to put that out there, man. And when that time comes, none of them will survive. See, 2/3 of our people will not survive. Only the elect are going to see out of this. The Lord going to see a way for the elect to get out of this, man. So you better contemplate these scriptures, man, and think about the lessons that are brung out. Because the Spirit of the Lord is being put on the men of the Lord to bring these lessons out, to bring out the scriptures He wants to be brung out. You know, I make a lesson and I write down the scriptures, but through the Spirit of the Lord had me pick the scriptures. There's so many scriptures to get, but the Lord will have you pick the scriptures He wants to bring out, man. And it's all by the Spirit of the Lord, man. This is Matthew 16 and verse 24. Then said Yahushua to His disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself. So we got to deny ourselves, man. We can't lean on Babylon the Great, man. We can't look to this place for any comfort, because we know ain't no comfort coming, man. We only look into Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says, and take up his cross and follow me. And through the Spirit, that's what we did. We took up the cross and suffering of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and we followed him through his Spirit, through the Spirit. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So if you think you're going to save your life by getting a bunker, storing up food, getting weapons, you're going to lose your life, man. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And see, the men of the Lord put away this world, man, to find the Lord, man. And see, we have found our life. Even if we lay it down, we know the Lord is going to pick it back up for us, man. There's no loss in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 26, it says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? See, you can have all these things that this man made or presented to you. You got it. You got navigators, Ferraris, cars, all women. You know what I'm saying? You know, because Esau can give you the women. That's why all these celebrities have all these beautiful women that's been made up by all these different what you call them, BBLs and shit like you see on Instagram all day. Perfect bodies. Esau made. It's a man. That's a science project that the Lord, the Esau done put together to give to you, man. But see, if you lose your soul, man, it's gonna be you're gonna be looked down on in the kingdom of heaven, man. You gave up the Lord to gain the things that's in this world, man. When the Lord the world we have coming to us, it's gonna be forever, man. It says, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. So this is a heavy saying, man, because the Lord said He's gonna reward you according to your works, man. Did you seek the Lord? Did you believe? Did you have faith? Was you crying out for the Lord? Was you praying to the Lord? Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. And see, we know that the Lord is coming. There's no doubt about it, man. But Lord willing, we are able to see the Lord return, man, and the destruction of our enemies. And we know that, we'll be martyrs, but either way, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. So I'm in it there. Lord willing, was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.